Greetings and welcome to a special little update video of Morrowind's Abandoned Projects, the series we sort of started back in October. And in our last episode we covered the famed Pelagiad Expanded mod, originally worked on by Gracklsrugh, Regeaz, Vanir and Sabian, keeping in mind that I probably mispronounced all those names. And well, since we showcased Pelagiad Expanded in October, there's been some new developments regarding this old project. As I mentioned in the original video, the project was abandoned in 2009 originally by the original creators, and until now the only publicly available download was for this old 2009 version, which only had exteriors and pretty much no finished interiors. But despite the original developers pointing out in 2009, the project continued to be worked on until about 2012 by TES96 or TES96, but these project files weren't available for download, at least until now anyway. Thanks to our last video, TES96 has uploaded the most recent version of Pelagiad Expanded, including a few finished interiors which can now be downloaded and explored. Included in this new updated version is a few exterior changes and updates since the 2009 version, and today we'll be taking a look at some of the new stuff that can be found in this newer update of Pelagiad Expanded. Just keep in mind though that Pelagiad Expanded is still an abandoned project. This newer file is merely the 2012 version, and the project is still far from, finished, and is available for any particularly ambitious modders to attempt on their own if they so desire. A download link is provided for in the video description below. Now, if you haven't checked it out yet, I would seriously recommend, watching our original video on Pelagiad Expanded before watching this update video, as we'll be skipping over most of the mod here since, we've already showcased it. And for those of you who don't remember, Pelagiad Expanded was a massive town expansion mod that aimed to turn Pelagiad into a massive imperial city in the heart of the Ascanian Isles region, with 4 different districts, including a rich upper-class quarter, a market district, a middle-class district with densely packed, streets and all that, and a poor district made up of shacks and the like. And really not many changes have been made to the upper and middle-class districts here, so we'll just be flying, past them for the most part. But one new addition is an expanded poor district, which, unless I'm quite mistaken, was not included in the 2009 version. This district is a dense field of shacks with broken down imperial walls and a gate and roadway that leads down to the Drin plantation. None of these shacks have any interiors, they're basically just, exterior shells at this point, and this appears to be the latest add-on exterior-wise to the city of Pelagiad, and it's perhaps arguable whether or not it's really a necessary add-on. You will again note that the frame rate in this video suffers quite a bit due to just the sheer number of objects in these exterior environments, and this mod will, generate considerable lag even on high-end machines, so, just keep that in mind. Now we're going to start looking at some of the interiors here, starting with arguably the most impressive and certainly the most detailed interior that you'll find in Pelagiad Expanded. A rather large and massive smithy shop with about a dozen smiths and their assistants toiling away to provide dozens of weapons and, suits of armor for the public to buy. And indeed, this first area up here is the public shop area, where goods are displayed and customers can, peruse the wares before buying. And according to the construction set, this interior has about 2,300 objects or so, which is again pretty massively detailed, with a downstairs workshop that includes a number of machines used in the production of all sorts of, weapons and other tools of the trade for the would-be adventurer. There's just an incredible amount of detail here, but unfortunately this is pretty much the only interior like this included in the 2012 version of Pelagiad Expanded. The rest, while there are, a few other finished interiors, are much smaller and not quite as impressive, and most of the interior work included here is really just, providing the interior shells with little to no detail, as we'll see here in a bit. And stopping by another largely finished interior, this one is sort of an, I would say, alchemical shop, and please don't pay much attention to the NPCs in here, since this mod was never, finished in the interior department. Obviously the developers never really quite got around to doing much with the NPCs, and they're mostly just, occasionally nude stand-ins waiting for someone to replace them with something more, permanent. For the most part, though, the vast majority of interiors in Pelagiad Expanded are simply barren shells, which is to say that the interior shell layout has been finished, like, this one for the Guild of Fighters, but with no finishings or decorations or, any detailing at all. Most of the new buildings and structures in Pelagiad Expanded come with already finished interior shells like this one, which is, certainly a good thing. Building interior shells like this can, take a fair bit of time, especially on such a large scale as Pelagiad Expanded. But to say the least, there's several hundred hours of development work left to do before this city is anywhere near complete, made more complicated by just the sheer size of some of these interior shells, with numerous large-scale rooms that'll need to be given proper furnishings and detailing, probably going into the thousands of objects to, just cover so much space. And this is certainly not a task for the light-hearted or the easily intimidated, and it'll probably take a full modding team of at least, half a dozen modders to get this project done in an even remotely timely manner. But anyway, moving on, there are a few dungeons, or rather I should say sewers, that have been mostly finished here, and can be found underneath the streets of Pelagiad. There's a different set of sewers for each district in the city, so one for the upper class district, one for the poor underclass district, and one for the middle class and shopping districts. Some of them are a bit, maze-like, with various disconnected pipes underground, while others branch off into expansive, sort of cavern systems, where you'll occasionally find various platforms, smugglers, and a few odd creatures here and there, including one rather large open underground cavern that appears to play the home for some of the city's poorest residents, and signs of decay and ruin can be found along the cavern walls here, with a few stairwells even leading up to some shops and the Imperial Vaults underneath Pelagiad. These sewers and caverns represent really the only other largely finished interiors included in Pelagiad Expanded, and it should be told some of them, probably still do need a bit more detailing or work around the edges. But anyway, we've come to the end of our tour of the updated version of Pelagiad Expanded. Special thanks goes to TES96 for making this version of the project available to the public, and you'll again find a download link for it down below in the video description. This project is open to be worked on by any would-be interested parties, so if you'd like to revive this abandoned project, feel free. And in the meantime, we'll be back in just a few weeks with our next episode of Morrowind's Abandoned Projects. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time!